Flosstube, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Sunday, January the 22nd, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 26. So it's Chinese New Year today, so Happy New Year, Happy Chinese New Year. Yeah, so it's been 3 weeks since my last proper video. So I put up my whip raid a few weeks ago. I think I put it up on New Year's Day. Yeah, a few weeks ago I think. And then I did put up a craft room tour a few days later on my Flosstube anniversary. So thank you to those of you that have watched those and commented. And I have had some new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. So if you're new around here, then welcome. I hope you stick around because you like what you see. And if you are a returning viewer, then thank you very much for stopping by again. I do really appreciate you watching my video and commenting and liking and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know about you, but I've still got a massive watch later list from all of the Christmas and New Year videos. Lots of whip parades still to watch and things like that. So there are still lots and lots of Flosstube videos out there to watch. So thank you very much for stopping by and checking mine out. So I have quite a bit to share with you today. I'm going to be using my new planner to kind of help me to let you guys know what I have stitched on for the last few weeks. I decided that I wanted to buy a new planner, a new stitchy planner. The one that I had, I've lost the pen out of here, I must get that. The one that I had was a 2-year planner, and it was lovely, and I really liked using it. But I sort of started using it one way at the beginning of the year, and then towards the end of the year decided that I wanted to use it a different way, and so therefore it was kind of quite messy to me. So I decided that I wanted to buy a new one for 2023. The one that I had, I can't get anymore. Amazon have stopped listing that particular planner, which is a shame. So I was looking around for something where I could make the notes that I wanted to and have note pages and things like that. And this is the one that I chose. It's a Busy Bee planner. It's a 1-year planner, and it has monthly spreads. So I'll show you January. So it has monthly spreads like this, and then it also has weekly spreads. So you can see, and then you've got a note page opposite. And then there are some note pages in the back and things like that. And this has been really, really useful for me. If you would like a flip through of this planner and how I use it, I'm quite happy to do that. I always think it's useful watching videos like that. I'm a big organizer. I'm a big sort of fan of how to write things down and how to keep track of things and stuff like that. So yeah, if you would like me to kind of do a flip through of this in a separate video, then please let me know in the comments down below, and I will add that to my list to do quite quickly. I do have a couple of videos in the works as extras, and one of those is sort of like how I stitch full coverage, but it's finding the time to do something like that, how I'm going to set it up and all those kinds of things, whereas this is relatively easy to film, so I should get it out to you quite quickly. So yeah, let me know if that's something you would like. Yeah, I have worked on quite a few projects over the last few weeks, and I've had a number of new starts as well. Let's have a sip of my tea. So I've got a pile here of my whips. So I'm just going to go through the pile. These are not in any particular order. Although, let's see if I can dig out. Yeah, okay, I'll talk about this one first. So this isn't a whip. It was a whip on the 1st of January. It isn't a whip any longer, and I'll explain why. So let's just start with that, and this also kind of encompasses some haul as well. So I wanted my New Year New Start to be Raven by Nora Corbett. I'd had this kitted up for a while. I was stitching it as part of the Teresa Made Me Do It sale, where you can stitch on a fancy lady or gentleman of some kind of description. There's a group on Facebook that you can join for this, and of course you can use the hashtag on Instagram. I will leave that in the description box below. So I've never stitched a fancy lady before, and like I said, this one had been in my kitted up projects for a while. My good stitchy friend Megan bought me this pattern, or sent it to me. Yeah, and I was super excited about it. And I had picked a piece of, it's the called for basically. So this is 32 count milk chocolate by Wishell or Permin. And you can see I got this from Arts and Designs. So I had that, I had all the called for flosses and beads and things in here. I stitched on this on New Year's Day. So it must have been after I filmed my video. And I started in the middle, so I was sort of working on her arm here. And I was stitching in hand because that's what I normally do. It's my preferred way of working, even on linen and even weave especially, and Adrian if I can get away with it. And I stitched it for one evening, and then I was sort of mulling it over the next day during the day, because I tend to do most of my stitching in the evening. And I decided I really didn't like the fabric. So if I just take this out of the packet, I don't even know whether you're going to be able to sort of see this. And those of you that, you probably know this already, but this is a really stiff linen. It doesn't feel like any sort of linen I've worked on before. It's really quite stiff. And I found it hard to work on it in hand. I wasn't enjoying the fabric. I wasn't enjoying the way that my stitches looked. And so on the 2nd of January, I decided to rip out the stitches that I had. And I don't know how many, I don't count stitches on non-full coverage pieces. So I don't know how many stitches I'd done, but I'd done like a fair chunk of her. I'd done like most of the bottom of her arm, a little bit of the top of it. So I'd done a bit, and I decided to rip it out and put it away until I got a new piece of fabric, one that will allow me to stitch on it in hand, that I will enjoy a bit better. So that's what I did. So at the Essex Needles Stitchy Day on last Saturday, and I'll talk a bit more about that as we go through the video, Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics was there, and I had looked through her stuff, and I bought this piece of, it's a 28 count linen, it's a fat quarter. I wonder if it would be easier for me to take it out of the packet so you can sort of see. So it's this colour here. She doesn't name her fabrics. So I thought this would really pop on it. I was looking at a slightly lighter piece, but I thought her skin would get lost in that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting it again on that at some point. Hopefully soon, because I still want to join in the sale. But yeah, I thought that would really look nice on it. So that's what I've decided to go for. And my friend Becky helped me pick that out as well, and Elaine from Ellie Willy Stitcher was there, and she was sort of helping me too. So I'm not a big expert at picking out hand-dyed fabrics. Yeah, I tend to stitch mostly on plain fabrics because that's my preference. So yeah, but something like this kind of calls more for that kind of idea. So that's that. So that's a new start. This will eventually be a restart, and there's a little bit of haul in here as well. So that's that one. And what I thought I'd actually do is give away the piece of, falling out of here, the piece of milk chocolate linen. I think for me, because I stitch in hand, this wasn't the best linen for me to use. If you're somebody who stitches in a Q-snap or a hoop or a scroll frame, this would be absolutely fine. I don't think you'd have any issues with this. I think you'll be nice and taut. It will be nice and even to stitch on. I don't think you'd have any issues with it whatsoever. So yeah, it wasn't for me basically. So I thought I'd give it away on my channel. So if you're interested in winning this piece of fabric, I will send it anywhere in the world. International mail isn't great at the moment out of the UK, but I think I can send it through a different carrier other than Royal Mail. Yeah, let's hope. Yeah, I will send it anywhere in the world. Please be over the age of 18. Please don't say any of those words like giveaway or competition or anything like that. And what I would like you to do is leave the word chocolate in your comment somewhere. So if you're interested in winning this, please use the word chocolate in your comment, and I will draw the winner for this in my next Flosstube, which should be in a couple of weeks' time. So there's that. I can go to a good home. Okay, so there was that one. And now I'm not really going to go through these in any order. So this one is Forever and Ever by Cottage Garden Samplings. I started this with Vicky from the Virginia Stitcher. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count pearl grey linen from Zweigart, and I'm using all the called for Weeks Dye Works. And this time around I completed the pink flower. I think the light in here is okay. I had to close the blind because the sun was like across my face, so hopefully the lighting is okay in here. Yeah, so there's the pink flower. That is an awful lot of stitching, so it took me a few days to do, but it's lovely. And I decided, even though I've got variegated Weeks Dye Works threads, that I wasn't going to be so worried about stitching individual stitches, because I found that I didn't enjoy this bit as much because I was much more conscious of doing one stitch at a time. I didn't do that with the pink flower, and I think it turned out absolutely fine. You can still see some variegation in there, especially in this colour here, which I think is Chablis. Yeah, you can see some good variegation in there, and then of course in the green as well. So there is, you can see some, and in fact I think I think I like the fact that it's more subtle than this one. There we go. So yeah, completed that. So I think the next time I pick this up, I'm going to work my way down here with this vine and maybe do a house. Yeah, and we might reach the 50% mark that I wanted to reach in 2022, but you know, there we go. So I'm really enjoying that one. It's a pleasure to stitch on. And I can see that when I finish this, I might want to pick up another one of the Songbird series. I think there are, well, I can't remember, there are 8 maybe in the series, I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, they're really lovely patterns, and I do really like Cottage Garden Samplings as a designer. So yeah, there's that one. This one is a new start. Things are falling down. Okay, so I started this last Saturday when I was at the Stitchy Day. This is Kids Alphabet. It's a pattern by a shop called Eccentric Avenue on Etsy. And you can stitch these individually, like you can see they're framed them all in hoops on here. But you can also stitch it as a sampler. There isn't a pattern as such for the sampler. And I did message them about it, and their reply wasn't the most helpful in the world. so what I'm going to have to do is just kind of work out the spacing between letters and things, but you know, that'll be another day. I made myself some floss drops for these, so I just did some funny ABC monsters, which are cool. And I worked on the first letter, so I've decided that I wanted to do a letter every couple of weeks. So there's A, all completed. Looks really cool. I like the colours, I like the simplicity. The block stitching is just super easy to do. Yeah. So the way that the pattern goes with it all together is you get 5 across, 5 down, with a couple squeezed in the middle, basically. So that I'm going to try and replicate that. This is a piece of 28 count even weave, just white even weave that I've decided to do it on, nice and simple. So that's that one. So yeah, finally made a start on that. I only bought that pattern and that fabric in August last year, so I really should have started it earlier. But yeah, that's something that I would like to get done either by the end of the year or shortly after 2023. Okay, next one, something small that my sort of small that I'm working on at the moment. So get the pattern out of here. I'll show you that. Where's the cover photo? Okay, these are snowflake decorations by Creative Cross Stitch on Etsy. So I started these in December and I finished the first one. So just put that behind. So there's the first one, all done. It looks super good. It has got some sparkle in it. So this is sparkly DMC thread, and it's just done in 5 colours. So 4 shades of blue and 1 sparkly silver. And I think it looks super cool. So I finished that one and then I started the second one. Yeah, there we go. Here's the second one, all started. So yeah, so that one is this one here. Yeah, this is something that I will get out when Bella's watching a bit of TV. I have like little pockets of 20 minutes or something like that, because you know, like I said, it's only 5 threads. I keep a little pair of scissors in here, and so I can just get the bag out and that's all I need basically. And I do have the pattern on my phone, so I just pull up Google Drive and stitch from Google Drive. I could stitch from the paper, but that's another thing to have out and faff with, so I don't bother. So yeah, that's that one. Really pleased with how that is going so far. Okay, another new start. When I abandoned Raven, I decided, right, what's going to be my New Year New Start then? So on the 2nd of January, I started Birdsong by, this is artwork by Alexandra Gallagher, and it is charted by Kayla over at the sewing shop. And I will leave a link to where you can buy the pattern, and you can also buy this as a kit in her shop as well. So the piece of fabric that you get in the kit is the one that I've got here, and she actually named it Blushing Pink because she originally dyed it for me, and it's lovely. So I started in the middle because this is a round piece. I thought I'd start in the middle because I didn't quite know how to start it otherwise, so that I had enough room. So this is where we're up to. This is a piece of 25 count even weave. Sort of show you the whole thing so you can see the colour. That's the colour. And then the bit that I've started on is this bit here, this flower that's growing here. So that's what you can see emerging, I think. I think that's it anyway. I'm doubting myself now. Yeah, I don't know. I think it is. Oh, yeah. So I stitched on it for a couple of days. And let me just have a look at Pattern Keeper. So I stitched 349 stitches, and that is a total of 0.23%. So yeah, I don't actually know if this is upside down now. Maybe it's upside down and that's why it's confusing me. Yeah, I think it is, you know. I think it's this way. I think, did I? Yeah, I did, look. I did. I stitched a few stitches in there to show me that that was the top. Okay, this is the way it goes round. So that makes more sense to me now. Yeah, because you've got the leaf and you've got the bottom of this and then some of the bits coming out the top. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Okay, there we go. So yeah, really pleased with that. I think that is going to look stunning. One thing that I did change my mind on is there were some of these lines that are in here. I had decided to stitch in a solid colour, and I did buy some Rainbow Gallery blending filament. What is this? Blending thread. And does it say the colour? I don't think it does. Oh. No. And then I used it, and I don't think you could see it. It got lost. And then I blended it with some B52 500, and I didn't think you could see it again. The sparkle just wasn't there for me. It was getting lost maybe in the material or something like that. So I went to Hobbycraft. I do begrudge buying things out of Hobbycraft because they're so expensive, but I bought a couple of the DMC Etoiles, one in white and one in ecru, and I'm going to try using that instead. I haven't actually used this before. I've used the light effects, but I haven't used the Etoile. So yeah, I'm going to try using one of those instead and see how I get on. So that's that one. Put this back in here. Okay. Love a new start and some haul. So Kayla from the sewing shop put up a post a few months ago to say that she wanted some model stitches for some of her patterns, and you know, who would like to participate, and so I said, oh, I'd love to, because her patterns are lovely, and she said that she would send me the full kit. So it finally arrived, when was it? Last week or the week before. Oh, I've got it written down here. It arrived on the 12th of January, and she put it in this lovely project bag. Look at how well made this is. I love it. I love the shape of them. There's a little thing on the zipper pull, which is lovely. The fabric is amazing. It's so well made, and it has a zip across the top, and then yeah, the pattern and stuff inside. So this is, I got it wrong way around. I got it on here. No, this is Fox number 6, Fox 6, and it's a pattern by well, the artwork is by Miriam Russo, and it's charted by the sewing shop. And this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. He's super cute. And it came with all of the DMC that you needed on these floss cards. I will say that I will probably put my floss on floss drops, because I did work from this when I first started, and it wasn't really working for me. There's just too much stuff going on here, so I do want to separate these onto floss drops. And it also came with there was a little piece of material in here with a needle on it, which was lovely, and then the piece of material. So this is 25 count, even weave, I think. And this is the top, because I've put my needle in here at the top. And I did a really small start. I think I only did something like 80 odd stitches just to kind of get it going and see what it was like. Yes, this is 83 stitches. This is only 32,000 stitches, just over. So this is 0.25%. I've made a very small start in the middle. Again, because the fox isn't square, I thought I would start in the middle and work my way out from there. So we'll see the really small start that I've made. This is something that I'm going to have to work on either in good light or under a magnifier. Because of the colour of the fabric, I was finding it difficult to see, and the threads are really light as well. I was finding it really difficult to sort of distinguish what was what. If I don't have pattern keeper, I'd be screwed. So yeah, I'm going to try using my magnifier with this. But the aim with this one is to try and get it done in about 18 months. So that means that I need to do something like 1,500 stitches a month. So I need to pull this back out again in the next few days and work on it. But yeah, I can keep the project bag after I've completed it. And it's just so lovely. So it's a couple of Kaylee's projects there, and I love them. So if you haven't checked out her shop, she does sell project bags as well. She sells hand-dyed fabric. She's amazing. I'll show you some other things that she did for me later. I've got something else coming as well. There's that. Okay, this is, let's go back and find it on here. Okay, this is Winter Montage by Janet Stever. This is charted by Pain Free Crafts. And I'm basically doing 3,000 stitches a season on this. So I did just over 1,000 stitches in December, and then I pulled it back out again and did 1,000 stitches in January. In fact, I did 1,027. Again, at the Stitchy Day, Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics bought her overlocker, and basically offered to serge any piece of fabric that you had that you wanted serged, which was so generous of her. I think she'd seen my video where I said how ridiculous it was that someone wanted to charge me like £8 to serge a piece of fabric. She messaged me saying, oh, you know, I'll do it for you. So yeah, she offered, and so I took a few pieces of fabric and she did them, and this is one of them. So yeah, it's now edged and I no longer have to worry about it fraying. So like I said, I did 1,027 stitches on this. I will put a picture up on the screen of where it was when you saw it in December, or like my whip parade. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll put a picture up on the screen here. Now this is at 1.37%. And I love the way that this is coming together. So the colours are lovely, and immediately you get detail, which is what I love. So yeah, there's sort of like the first bit of this is a row of leaves, and you do get some berries underneath, but the first page, does it end? The first page ends here, and the berries don't come in. Well, maybe they will come in on the first page. We'll see. But yeah, I started in the top left corner like I normally do, and I'm really enjoying working on that. So I met my goal for that for January. I'm using my winter floss drops for this. So these are up in my Etsy shop. So I've got a mixture of the two designs here. So you can have the winter berries, and then you can also have the hot chocolate scene, sort of very Nordic scene. So yeah, I'm using those, and I'm really loving working on that. So that's that one. Okay, I pulled that out, didn't need to. Okay, this is one that I finished working on Friday. So this is another sort of monthly goal of mine. This is Feline Force 2. The artwork is by Sophie Wilkins, and Kayla did chart this for me, but it's not available to buy as a pattern. I just got permission from the artist to chart it for personal use. So if Kay's also working on one of her patterns, and Debbie from Mama Bear Stitchery or Mama Bear Stitches, she's also working on one of her patterns as well, on one of her pieces. So my goal on this one is to get just over 1,000 stitches a month. So I want to get it by 10% at the end of the year. If I just go back, here we go. And I stitched 1,296 stitches on this, and this is now at 3.36%. And I'll put a picture up on the screen of where it was last time. I'm out of practice of this, and this is where it's at now. So I've basically, you can see more of the leopard's nose appearing here. I finished filling in her lips. You can see her nose appearing here, and then I've started filling in more of her chin, and it's looking so good. I love working on this. I love watching the image appear. I'm just obsessed with it. So yeah, really pleased with it. So I was sort of alternating between working on a bit of her lips or a bit of her cheek or whatever, and working on a bit of the leopard's nose, so sort of like a length of thread in one, a length of thread in the other. So yeah, loving it, really loving it. This is again 25 count. If I didn't say that on my last one, that was also 25 count. This is easy grid. It's the only easy grid that I have. Megan and I from Coffee Craft Fabrics did have a conversation about the DMC equivalent, and how that might be easier for me to try. And so I will buy a piece of that just to try that, because I was sort of saying that I didn't think easy grid was for me. Yeah, so I will have a little go at that, based on her recommendation. Okay, and then, is this the last one? No, I've got two more. Okay, my usual 100 stitches a day project in my stitching shelf bag. This is Supersize Max Colour, a stitching shelf, artwork by Aimee Stewart and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I will put a picture up on the screen of where it was the last time that you saw it. I have worked on it this morning. So I don't know how much I've done since the last time I showed you. I haven't counted. I don't count the stitches in that way. But this is now at 19,197 stitches in total, and it's at 2.69%. So this is where we're up to. So I'm just working on finishing off the second page. So I've got a couple of 10 by 10 squares here, and then I've got one more line of 10 by 10 squares here, and then I'll finish the second page. So I filled in all of the door. There's a bit more of this book emerging over here, and then I've brought sort of like the side of the door down. So yeah, it's amazing. I love working on this. So good. Yeah. So that's that one. Oh. I think I might have to put this on the floor because otherwise that pile is going to fall over. Okay, and then the last one, this is another new start. I started it yesterday. This is another Supersize Max colour, and it is Santa's Workshop. The artwork is by Thomas Kincaid, and this is again charted by Haid. I first found out about this pattern from somebody, I think in the Dizzy Stitchers group on Facebook, Darren's group. Somebody sort of mentioned that they were thinking about buying it or bought it or something along those lines, and I'd never seen it before, and I just think it's amazing. There's so much detail in here. You can buy this as a regular chart, but I thought that the detail for me warranted the super size. So I started it last night, or yesterday I should say. Started it yesterday, and I stitched quite a number of stitches yesterday. It's just such a pleasure. So again, this is 25 count like I usually stitch on, and I'm in the middle of something at the moment, but that's okay. So this I've stitched so far 650 stitches. I did a few this morning, and this is at 0.10%. So this is just the top left corner again, which is like the start of the brickwork in the fireplace. Yeah, love it, absolutely love it. This is, even though this is max colour, the start of this pattern is the same. Like, I'll show you the floss drops that I've got so far. This is just the number of colours that I've used. So it's 10 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 colours so far. So actually this is a lot more blocky to begin with than I'm used to, especially with stitching a stitching shelf, and it's lovely. So I'm going to work on that again today. I want to get it to 1,000 stitches before I rotate it back out again. So what I'm tending to do with my full coverage is try and get them to 1,000 stitches. So I need to do that with the fox. Well, I need to stitch more than that on the fox. Yeah, and what I wanted to say about this one is I put a post up on my Instagram, on my stories, to say that I was starting this and to sort of ask, does anybody else have it? Like, should I create a group on Facebook of people that are stitching it, basically? And I did get some response saying, yeah, why don't you do it? So I did create a group on Facebook for people that are stitching this or thinking about starting it. And it is called Santa's Workshop Haid. There are 3 questions that you have to answer to get into the group, but that's just to prevent trolls from getting in, basically. And then basically come and share your progress and be inspired by other people. When I've done my 1,000 stitches, I'll post my first picture on there. I'm the only person in the group at the moment, but I haven't advertised it. So I'll try and put a post on my Instagram as well, maybe on my stories, to say that I've created it. So if you're thinking about starting this, if you have started it, come and join the group and share your progress. I would love to have you. Yeah, it's good to kind of get inspiration from other people. It kind of spurs you on, doesn't it, to stitch more on it. I think you definitely need that when you're doing such a big pattern as well. So yeah, I will leave a link to the group down below, so you can go and check it out, basically. So yeah, that was my last whip. I think I'm going to pause and get another drink, and then I will talk about shop update, haul, because I have quite a bit of haul, and then things like that. So I'm just going to pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. I think I will quickly talk about shop update. So I have a number of new patterns in the shop that I wanted to talk to you about. So the first ones are from an artist called Julie Fournier, who is known as Baluli Art. This is Pink Kiss by her. This has got to be one of my favourite patterns up on my shop so far. I love it. Her artwork is amazing. I've also got Femme Patel. Petals, I don't know. That's up on the shop now. She's a French artist, hence the name. That is amazing. I just love the light and the darkness in this. It's so nice. And then this one is called Esperance. That's lovely. I released some Care Bears by Louise McNaught. She has a whole Care Bears series. So this is Cheer Bear. These are all no background patterns. This is Cheer Bear. He's so cool. This one's Friendship Bear. I love these. This one is Grumpy Bear. This is Birthday Bear. This one is Good Luck Bear. Two more. We've got Bedtime Bear. And we've got Funshine Bear. So yeah, they're really cool. So, you know, you could stitch them on fun fabrics or, you know, finish them in different ways. You know, I'm thinking pillows, tote bags, lots of different things that you could do with them. So yeah, they're all up on the shop. And then had a new artist go up on the shop called Marika Popima. Yeah, she's a Dutch artist, and so the first one that went up from her was Free Yourself. Love the colours in that one. The second one was called I Am Here. And then the third one is called Expansion. It's part of her Wanderlust series. It's brilliant. So all of those patterns are up on my shop now. I do have more to go up in the pipeline. I decided that instead of having individual posts for or individual posts on Etsy, listings for every kind of floss drop and floss card for a particular piece of art, what I've got up on there now is one listing, and maybe I'll put a little video here so you can see one listing of licensed floss drops and cards. And what you can basically do is choose whether you want floss drops or whether you want large or small floss cards. And then the weight of the, no, you can't choose the weight on these, they're 300 GSM. And then there's a personalisation box, and in the personalisation box you can write in there the name of the piece of art or the pattern that you would like the floss drops to be based on. And the only ones that I can't do are the Care Bears, because I did try making floss drops with those, and I don't know, so much of the detail was lost because of the holes and they didn't look great, and so I just decided I'm not going to do them for those ones until I can, maybe until I find a solution to them. But for now they're not an option. But yeah, you can have floss drops for any of those ones, and I think that will save me time in terms of I'm just cutting floss drops to order, but also during the week I was spending some time cutting the ones, and then I was listing them, and I don't think they need an individual listing basically. So I have lots of examples of those. So yeah, any pattern up in my shop. I know people have asked me, for example, about Megan Walsh's patterns. Can they have floss drops for those? Absolutely. Now you can request anything, and I will make them for you. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that basically. Right, let's talk about haul, because I haven't haven't showed you any haul since before Christmas, because when I did my whip raid, I just literally did my whip raid and that was it. So I have a box down here of stuff that I haven't showed you. So I'm gonna whiz through some things that are what I call boring. I spent some of my Christmas money on kitting up some full coverage patterns, basically. So ones that I'd had in my stash for a while, ones that are newer that I was excited about stitching. So the fabric for Santa's Workshop, that's new fabric. I also got fabric for, I'm not taking these out, I got fabric for Sorcerer Mickey. This is a pattern from Etsy. I will leave all of these linked down below. And if I don't say, all of the full coverage is 25 count. This is Quick Stitch Tranquil Tulip. I bought fabric for Tiger Lily Crop by Artsy. Okay, these are slightly different ones. This is The Beauty Will Save the World. This is artwork by Adrian, Borda, charted by Unconventional Cross Stitch. So I've got the fabric for that. Mini Four Seasons by Yannick Yerka. I've had that in my stuff for ages. That's a slightly different one. That's a slightly different one. And then also Once Upon a Supersized Once Upon a Fairytale. This is like the second shelf that I bought, so I bought fabric for that basically. I have a couple of other shelves to buy fabric for. I'm slowly collecting those. And then I also bought fabric for this is 32 count Murano for a pattern called Quaker Love by Little Fox Stitching. I have showed these patterns on my Flosstube before, so I'm not going to take them out of here. This is Etude by, I think it's Lena Cross Stitch on Etsy. There's lots of little motifs. I bought 32 count for that. And then I bought, I think 32 count, let's just double check. Yeah, 32 count for You Had Me at Flamingo. I think I'm going to stitch the pillow. I'm not sure about these ones. Yeah, we'll see. I won that in a giveaway from Laurie from Once Upon a Stitch. And then the other thing that I bought was a Threadworks thread. This is 1083. It doesn't have the name on here, but I think it is called something. This is a variegated thread. I've never bought one of these before, but I wanted something variegated for this pattern here. This is Always Remember by Anna Petinova, I think. You can buy this on My Bobbin. So what I wanted to do is have a plain piece of fabric and a variegated thread. I think this will be enough to do the whole thing. I don't have the fabric for this yet, but I really liked this has got pink, like light pink and dark pink and burgundy, and then some green in it as well. So I think that's going to work really well. Yeah, I just wanted to try something different basically. So I got that, and then I decided to keep my haul for videos in one of my cubes, and there's quite a bit of stuff in here. Some of this is stuff that I bought before Christmas because of Black Friday. Some of it is Christmas presents, and some of it is just other stuff that I've bought out of my Christmas money or whatever. So there's a few, I'm just going to pull from the top. Heaven and Earth were having a Black Friday sale, so I bought Supersize Max Colour Animal Kingdom. I think there's like 2 shelves left that I'd like to get. So there's that. I bought Ornament the Enchanted Christmas by Donna Gelsinger. There's quite a few people who are stitching this and I really liked it. And then I bought Ornament Butterfly Port Mauve Jemima from the Rocking Stitcher is stitching this. Jantina from Jantina Stitches. There's a few of them. The Stitchketeers, as they call themselves. And I really like the colours in it. So I got that one. My bobbin were having like a 12 days of Christmas sort of sale. This is a terrible picture. But there's a designer on there called Toma Resnichenko. And he does these Christmas baubles with like houses in. It's because I've blown this picture up basically, so it fits most of the page. This is Christmas bauble house 2. It's a really small pattern. So yeah, I'll get like a scrap of dark fabric to do that on. I got Heart Summer by Little Dove Designs. They were having, I think, a 20% off sale at some point. And Brenda from Handwork Maniac. Move this a little bit. Let's move that down there. I feel like it's blocking the shot. Brenda from Handwork Maniac just finished the winter one of these, and it looked really cool. So I decided to get summer and collect those. And then I've never bought a pattern from Cross Stitch for Everyone, which is a full coverage cross stitch shop on Etsy. They were having a sale, and I decided to get this one. This is Veiled Lady in Mauve. I mean, look at her. She's amazing. So yeah, it doesn't say who the artwork is by, but yeah, I love her. I love the colours. Can you imagine stitching her eyes? And there's so much detail in here. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, there's that. I bought 2 more cottages from Country Cottage Needleworks. So I've got the September cottage, and then I've got the November cottage. Not the November, the October. So I'm just missing 2 more cottages now to complete the set. And I think I'm going to make a start on those cottages this year. I've got fabric for a couple of them. For Christmas, my mum bought me the kit of Sunnyside Sampler by Drawn Thread. This was from, I think, was it Northgate Needlework? Let me Google, see if it'll come up where I bought it from as a kit. Sunnyside Sampler. Oh, it was the Nimble Thimble. So you can buy the kit for this from the Nimble Thimble, and it comes with all of the threads that you need, and some of these are like speciality threads like dinky dyes and things like that. And then it comes with the fabric as well. Not sure about the fabric. This is the called for. It's like undyed linen, 32 count. But the picture shows it much lighter, and I really like it lighter. So I think I might choose a different piece of fabric for this. Go for something a little bit lighter, like platinum maybe, or mushroom or something like that. Let me know what you guys think would be a good choice for stitching that on. And then Mum also got me this kit. It's called Spring Fairy, and it's by Letty Stitch. Look at her. Love her. I haven't stitched a Letty Stitch kit before. This says this is a skill level of 4 out of 5. It's got 58 colours, and it's, what is it? 16 count Ada. So I might switch out the fabric, but we'll see. Just because, yeah, I'm used to doing full coverage on 25 count, and I think that'll be easier for me. Does it say? It doesn't say whether it's like you have to do like different strands of things, so I have to look at the pattern. Oh, it's 2 strands of floss, 1 strand of back stitch. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I won't switch out the fabric because it's got back stitch in it as well. It's not got a lot of back stitch, but yeah, she's so pretty. Yeah, so there's that one. Thank you, Mum. My sister for Christmas, I've had to put this in a bag because I sort of ripped the this out. So this is a dimensions kit called Christmas Village Ornaments that my sister got me for Christmas. I put it in this bag because the bottom of the thing ripped when I took it out. So yeah, it's a series of full coverage ornaments. Laurie from Once Upon a Stitcher's got this and wants to do one of the ornaments this year, so I said I would join her in that. So that, again, this comes with all the fabric and the floss that you need, and some finishing things as well. What is the? It's 18 count ivory Ada. So yeah, got that. I'll start one of those this year. Oh, okay. So some fabric that Kayla dyed me. I wanted to ditch the background for the panther and the polar bear from Louise McNaught that were up in my shop. So she dyed me 2 pieces of 25 count to do that. This is for the panther. Oh, look at it. Got the sun coming in a little bit, but it's amazing. So yeah, that's for the panther. Oh. And then just fold that back up again. Didn't do a very good job of that, but anyway. And then this one is for the polar bear. Yeah, she's so talented. Yeah, I think it probably would be better that way up. Yeah. So it's like supposed to replicate the Northern Lights. How cool is this? Yeah. So I would highly recommend checking Kaylee's shop out. And, you know, if you want a particular piece of fabric dyed, just ask her. She's been super helpful so far. There's another piece of fabric in the post to me at the moment for another full coverage pattern, which I'll show you when it comes. But yeah, she's a super talented lady. Let's put that over here. Okay, I saw EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers stitching this pattern, and so I bought the magazine. This is a copy of Just Cross Stitch from September and October 2011. And I bought it, and I have seen a couple of other people doing this. Bought it for this pattern here, which is Elegant Pumpkins. Really loved that. I saw EJ stitching it, and yeah, it just reminded me of how I really wanted to do it. So I found a copy on eBay. It was a little bit more expensive than I would have liked, but yeah. A Facebook purchase from a D-stash was Nantucket Rose by Lavender and Lace. So I've seen this stitched on a blue piece of fabric, so it kind of brightens it up a little bit more, so I think I'm going to try that. There's that one. I can see a finish in there that I've forgotten to show you as well. Okay, I can't show you that. This is like Animal Alphabet. I can't remember the shop that I got this from. Let's just have a look. It's from a shop called Mindy Shop 2. Animal Alphabet. And I bought this because I want to make door hangers for Bella and her friends for their birthdays this year. So spoiler alert, Becky, if you're watching this video. So yeah, I have bought some fabric for that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it on 28 count or 25 count. I need to kind of work out how big each letter is going to be and whether it might be worth doing it on 25 count, because I sort of want it to be sort of this size to go on their door. So I've got that. I can't show you that one because I shouldn't have that one in there. I'll explain that next time. Oh, let's show you my finish. I should have showed you this at the beginning. I finished my owl bookmark. It's the kit by Povitrulia. You can buy their kits on Amazon, they have their own website, and you can buy them on Etsy. And I was kindly sent a kit for review, and I finished it. So I'm really pleased with it. I have bought some adhesive felt. It does come with another piece of Asia that you can use as the backing. But I decided what I wanted to do is back it with felt. So I'll sort of trim it around the edge, back it with felt, and maybe do like a stitch around the edge. And then I'll use that as a bookmark. And I sort of bought it with the idea of finishing the other bookmarks that I have in my finished drawer as well. So there's that. Okay, we're down to the last little bits in here. Those are all floss drops that I've got to put away, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I won a giveaway from Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, a while ago, and it arrived in the post basically. She sent me the leftover threads and the pattern for Passion Flower Angel, and this is the Dimensions kit. So she'd already stitched this, and she has all the leftover floss here, so I can sort of do colour matching with DMC, and then of course I have the pattern. So yeah, I'll just need to get a piece of material for that one. So there's that, and then a few things that I bought when I was at the Essex Stitchy Day. So I bought a tacky bill from Marnie's Mixed Bag, they were there. These were called tacky bobs. They basically look like CD cases, and inside you would put your beads and then they don't go anywhere basically. So I bought that to use when I start raving again. And then two kits that were on a D-stash table from a lady there. One was First Violets, and this is by RTO. Really simple kit, but I really liked it. I thought the colours were lovely and it was super cheap, so I picked that up. And then the last one is Ballerina Dreams. Again, it's a gold collection kit by Dimensions and comes with everything in it. Yeah, floss is on floss cards. And I've liked this for ages. I love the colours in their dresses. So yeah, again, this was a really reasonable price. So I got that as well. I think that is all of the haul. Yeah, like I've been talking for ages. So I had a really lovely day at the Essex Stitchy Day last Saturday. I went with my friend Becky again. There were a few shops there. So Marnie's Mixed Bag was there, Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and there was a lady selling bags who I can't remember her name now, and Hawkins Hobbies were there as well. And I actually dropped off Fruits of Plenty to be framed. So I'm hoping to get that back in March. And I dropped off Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly, and sort of said, can you do anything with this basically? And he gave me a really reasonable price to reframe that. So I was like, great, you know, because Robert is you know, knows his stuff when it comes to stretching pieces and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to pick those two up when I go to the Essex Needles proper retreat in March. But yeah, had a lovely day. Got to meet Teresa. It was really lovely speaking to her. We had some lovely chats with other people while we were there, and just got loads of stitching done, which was lovely. It was lovely to be away for the day basically. Life here is, you know, continuing on. We've had a good January so far. It's been really, really busy, but it's been good so far. I don't even remember what we've done. Let's look back in my calendar. I'll tell you about that in a second. I had my car MOT in service. That's rather boring. We've been to the zoo. Spent some time with my mum. Yeah, and we've got some nice things coming up. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to show you is I had a tattoo done on Thursday. It's still healing at the moment, but I'd wanted to get a tattoo in honour of my daughter Bella for a while, and I finally found an artist that could do what I wanted, basically. So let me be able to show you this. I got, God, this is going to be like super awkward. Yeah, this. There you go. It's like super awkward to show, but it's a crescent moon, which is how the moon looked when she was born, and then it has these roses in it, and it also has some stars in it as well. I love it. I think it looks amazing. It kind of looks a bit weird like this because it looks like it's more over than it is, but when I'm looking at it, it's in exactly the position that I want, and it's facing me, and normally tattoos would be facing outwards, but because it's for her, I wanted to be able to look at it, and yeah, it's for me to look at, basically. So it's in the direction that I want. So it's healing at the moment. It's by an artist called 2B, and yeah, I got it done at a tattoo studio called Monumental Ink. They've got a couple of studios in my area, and he was amazing. He was really, really good. His name's Richard, and we had a good chat while we were there, and he put me at ease. And I have had a tattoo done before, but it was a really small one. It was about 5 years ago. So yeah, it was great. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that that's done. Yeah, and it's just healing at the moment. So yeah, I think that's everything, because I think this is a long video. We're at 27 minutes again. I think I filmed 40 minutes before that. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your January. I will see you for another video. Let's have a look at my calendar. Hopefully on the 4th or 5th of February, so a couple of weeks' time. It has been a bit longer this time, but like I said, I was at the Stitchy Day last Saturday, and it would have been too much for me to film on the Sunday as well. We just had a lot of stuff to do, basically. So yeah, so I will see you in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully, with an update on where I'm at and all of that good stuff. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, happy stitching to you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.